Even though sex education is really important and it's something that we're definitely going to get into a little bit later, I think it's really important to. So we got this dildo from Amazon, and it's a really great tool to use, and it's not just for sexual purposes only, but it'll definitely help you stretch out your mouth. If you're a singer, if you're a hold on, if you're a singer, it's not necessary for you to do vocal practice all the time because you're going to end up wearing your vocals out. It's much better for you to focus on relaxing your mouth, relaxing your vocals, relaxing your body. That's what's going to make you to help you get more flexible vocally, because in order for your vocals to be really good and you get better, but that one's not that run wasn't really good, but you get better. So I haven't really had my tea, but even without tea is important, like something to just rejuvenate your vocals. It's good. But a dildo this big will definitely help stretch out your cheeks. You want your cheeks to be stretched out. So before, I was feeling a little bit of tightness in my throat, and this is the battle that I was going through, like before when I was living at my ex-mother's house. And so I would use other tools, but this is the best tool to use. Why? Because it is super soft. It is it's not damaging to the it's not going to damage your mouth trying to use it, and it's a lot safer, and it's also not going to leave a memory of something like dangerous in your mouth, like as if somebody put a gun in your mouth. That's that little bit of the feeling that you feel, but you don't want to feel that feeling, right? So you want to exercise this. It doesn't mean you're a gay if you do this exercise at all. This dildos, even men need dildos, I'm telling you. And that's why people think they're gay, but you're not really gay. You need your throat to be penetrated, and this is the only tool that's the best tool to use. Now, when you get a dildo like this, make sure that you wash it thoroughly. Like, there are times where I'm like, oh my god, and I usually grab some tissue. I mean, not tissue, some wipes. I keep some wipes by my bed. Sometimes it's really hard, or some water. When I have water, I will rinse it off. Like, if I really need to use the dildo for my body, I'll use it. It will leave like some, cream or whatever around it. So you want to wash that stuff off, because you don't want bacteria to build up on it, and then you keep putting it back in your body, and that's going to give you a yeast infection. That's probably, well, no, I don't know where urinary tract infections come from, but yeah, so you want to always make sure you wash it. The rules say, when you order this from Amazon, the rules say it, that washing is important. But yeah, so this, even children can use this, but I know that it's going to be weird. So you want to be around more trustworthy adult people. And this is something that people might find like, oh my god, what are you talking about, children and sex and this? Listen, children get raped every day, and that's something we're trying to avoid. And when you don't make it comfortable for children to talk about what's going on with them, because I know when I was younger, my best friend at the time would tell me that her father molested her. She was a Spanish girl, and she said her dad, when she was like 6 years old or a little bit younger, her dad will go and take her in her bed and start touching her private parts and start telling her to touch him. And so these are things that are really going on. When I was younger, my 15-year-old, I think even he was 18 or a little bit older, when I was like 2 years old, he told me to go in the room. I don't remember him exactly saying the words, but I know that telepathy is real. And he would like call me in my head, and I would follow him, and unzipped his pants. And where did I learn that from? I have no clue, but I know that I was molested and taught to do those things. Those things don't just happen to children, right? Children don't just learn how to do those things, because first of all, a 2-year-old doesn't even know how to zip their pants up. Some 2-year-olds are surprisingly smart. Yes, I understand that. But in Africa, there's some that are just they're not that advanced, especially if it's a place where they don't really have clothes and things like that. So this is stuff that we really need to talk about. Guys, we really need to get serious. Don't sit up here banning every little detail of things. If you want to get to the bottom of this and really save lives and really help protect children, then you really need to build something. Instead of wasting your money on getting cars and this and that, build something where we can educate our children and not making everybody feel like, you know, they're doing something wrong by educating them, talking to them about sex. Sometimes when you talk to children about sex, they are not going to feel very comfortable if you're the type of person that's never opened that topic up to them ever, and then all of a sudden you feel like it's okay to start talking to them. Talking to your children about sex is a verbal thing, and it's not something that you have to touch their body in order for you to do it. You have to let them do it themselves. That's why I believe that it's really important it's really important to, like, one thing you have to understand is some children, once they get raped, their body becomes aroused at an early age. My body didn't get aroused until it turned 16. And when I say aroused, it means like I didn't feel like horny, like to want to have sex until I had sex. Until even 2 years after I had sex, I didn't feel horny, and I didn't know how to, you know, play with my clitoris. I didn't know about any of those things. And I know that's why God taught me how to do it. And people don't understand that God was the one that he had to teach me, because your body is such an important tool, that the energy that comes out, your orgasm and everything, it sends energy to the universe, and people don't know what's going on, but they can feel it. You ever walked in a room and felt a sex vibe? Yeah, like you can tell when something is going on, like pornography, child molestation, all that stuff. When you walk in a room, if you're a person that feels energies, you can read those kind of energies. And that's how I was able to read about Justin Bieber a long time ago, and I could tell that he was being molested or something was happening, something happened to him. I could tell with his eyes, the way he looked. And I'll post that video a little bit later. And I feel like the more we don't talk about this, the more we allow it we allow it to happen, right? So getting a dildo and exercising your body, preparing yourself for your husband. Because if you don't want to lose him, if you don't, sometimes it doesn't matter. Guys leave if they don't like you. Sex is not always the reason why a guy will stay with you, right? It's your soul, it's your heart, it's the person that you are. Because a lot of people might use their skills of having sex to attract men and to keep men. But if it's a man of God, he's not going to allow sex to be the only thing that keeps him around. There's going to be a lot more. He's more than just sex. He's more than just a tool, because there's times where the body doesn't even want to perform. The body is tired. The body doesn't feel like rising. So those are things that you have to understand. Don't be insulted as a man if your woman wants to use a dildo. Don't go and get surgery because your woman is picking up a bigger dildo, and you start thinking, oh, this woman wants a bigger penis and what bigger penis. No, that's not what the case is. The bigger penis is the most important, because it's going to help you stretch out your mouth. You need something bigger to stretch out your vocals. You need to get a little bit deep throat so you can. I don't know why some of these women aren't like heavy singers anymore, even if they get deep throated or whatever. This is not necessarily me deep throating my mouth. It's stretching out my cheeks, and this really, really helps. And it is a lot better. There is also another tool that you can use. They have them on Amazon, this mouth stretcher, but you will have to order those mouth stretchers, and you can use those mouth stretchers, but those mouth stretchers don't go deep. Remember, there is a hole in your mouth aside from your lips. So think about a tool you can use. That hole needs to be stretched out, not too much. It might be a little sore for a while, or it needs to be stretched out a little bit so you can, because that's what I was doing. My mouth started closing, and I think it was because of some medication that I was allergic to. And the vaccine, but that wasn't the only time I was having breathing issues. I was having breathing issues before the vaccination, and I was digging in my throat, and God was helping me. It was a lot of stuff. I was seeing chips, and it was a message. My body was telling me something. When you are an important person, there is a message written in your body, and it's important to understand what that message is. So using this, and also